Geno Smith has officially been introduced as the new quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. He sat beside head coach Antonio Pierce in the front office, smiling with confidence, but not arrogance. And you know what? The way Geno speaks, the way he carries himself, it shows that he's a man of character. This guy is all about hard work, not hype. Geno's journey hasn't been easy. He spent years as a backup, moving from team to team. Most of the time, he was just a bridge to a younger rookie quarterback. But he stayed patient. He learned. He waited. In Seattle, he backed up Russell Wilson for 3 long years. But when he finally got his chance, he delivered. And that experience made him humble and hungry. Now that he's with the Raiders, he's bringing that same energy to Las Vegas. And let me tell you, it's exciting. The way he talks about the game, the way he talks about his teammates, it fires you up. He knows this season is going to be a big one. The draft is just around the corner, and more players will likely join after that. We've got training camp, preseason, and then the real action begins. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Now back to Geno. He spoke about Max Crosby and the fire that guy brings to the field. Geno said he wants to play like Max, give it everything, every single snap. That says a lot. It shows he's not just here to play, he's here to lead. Since joining the Raiders, Geno's been grinding nonstop in Miami with other players. He's not waiting for the season to start. He's already getting ready. Since arriving in Las Vegas, Geno Smith has been all about the grind. He's been working hard with coaches and teammates, even sharing his progress online. But it's not about showing off. It's about showing up. Geno wants to bring the same fire on offense that Max Crosby brings on defense. That kind of mindset spreads. It's already inspiring others. Just like rookie Jackson Powers-Johnson, he's in the building early with Max every morning. And guess who's right there with them? Geno Smith. He's showing real leadership, not just by talking, but by doing. The Raiders haven't always had that. But now, the culture is changing. Geno also talked about wide receiver Jakobi Meyers. He said he's always admired his game and believes he's one of the most underrated players in the league. That's big praise, and it shows how much Geno values the guys around him. Then there's Brock Bowers, the rookie tight end that everyone's talking about. Geno said he already sees Bowers as one of the best tight ends in football, and he's right. Bowers is young, but his talent is off the charts. Geno knows it's his job to help Brock grow, and Brock can help him too. That kind of chemistry can turn the Raiders' offense into something special. And here's the exciting part. Geno believes this is only the beginning for Bowers. With older stars like Travis Kelce and George Kittle nearing the end of their peak years, Bowers could rise fast. He's not just good, he's ready to be great. And with a quarterback like Geno Smith throwing him the ball, the sky's the limit. This season could be the one where Brock Bowers becomes a true star. Geno Smith believes it, the coaches believe it, and honestly, it's hard to disagree. The connection between Geno and Bowers could become something special, and fans are already buzzing about it. But here's where it gets really interesting. We just learned something new about why Geno Smith chose the Las Vegas Raiders over staying with the Seahawks. According to a recent report, both teams offered Geno the exact same contract, same money, same terms. So why did he pick the Raiders? The answer is simple. He wants to win, and he believes the Raiders are ready to do that now. Even though Geno has a great relationship with his former coach Pete Carroll, he even called him for advice during tough moments last season, he could sense the Seahawks were moving toward a rebuild. He didn't feel like their top priority anymore. Instead of chasing a title, Seattle seemed focused on the future. But in Las Vegas, the vision was different. Geno saw a team that's ready to compete now, a team that's hungry, a team that's building something real with stars like Max Crosby, a rising offense, and a coaching staff ready to lead. He didn't just come here for a paycheck, he came to win. And he's not the only one fired up. Max Crosby recently shared how excited he was when he heard that Geno Smith was joining the Raiders. That kind of respect between a star defender and his new quarterback shows you exactly how united this locker room is becoming. When Max Crosby talks, Raiders fans listen, and his reaction to Geno Smith joining the Silver and Black says everything you need to know. On his podcast, Max shared the moment he got the call from Geno. Geno simply said, "It's done," and Max exploded with excitement. He couldn't hide it. You could feel how much this move meant to him, not just as a teammate, but as a leader of the Raiders. Crosby and Geno already have a connection. They chopped it up at the Raiders facility early in the morning, and you could tell they were locked in from the start. Geno was moving through physicals, getting settled in, but the chemistry was already building, and Max saw it right away. Geno isn't just showing up, he's showing up ready. Max called it a big move. He knows what it means for the team. With the draft just around the corner, bringing in a proven quarterback like Geno gives the Raiders flexibility. They're not scrambling. They're not guessing. They've got a plan, and that plan includes winning. Crosby called Geno a winner, a fighter, someone who was written off, but never gave up. "He's got that dog in him," Max said. And when one of the most respected players in the league says that about your new quarterback, that's no small praise. From the look of it, Max probably knew for a while that Geno was the guy. It seems like the Raiders' front office kept him in the loop, maybe even before the move was finalized. And that makes sense. When your defensive leader is this hyped about your new quarterback, you know the locker room is about to get a serious energy boost. Everything we're seeing, from the front office, from Max Crosby, from Geno himself, points to one thing. The Raiders are serious this year, and for the first time in a long time, this team looks ready to make noise on both sides of the ball. This season could finally be the one where the Raiders flip the script, and it all starts with smart decisions in the draft room. Las Vegas is preparing to host several top draft prospects, and the energy around the facility is buzzing. With the 6th overall pick and another high second-rounder, the Raiders are in a powerful position to reshape their future. What's really exciting? They're bringing in a group of highly talented players all at once. Among them is Ashton Jeanty, a dynamic running back from Boise State who's been turning heads with his speed and vision. Alongside him, offensive line monsters like Will Campbell and Charles Grant are flying in, both of whom could help protect Geno Smith and open up the run game immediately. And don't overlook the quarterback visits. Yes, Quinn Ewers from Texas is coming in, and while he's a raw talent, the upside is massive. He had moments last season where he looked like a future star, big throws, clutch plays, leadership. But, like many young QBs, there were bumps. Still, the Raiders are clearly interested in what he might become in the right system. It's also worth noting that the team is lining up these visits to begin just as the Raiders' players return to the building. That's no accident. It shows this front office is organized, calculated, and locked in on building a roster that fits, not just throwing darts on draft day. The strategy is clear. Bring in a mix of explosive athletes and high-character guys, evaluate them closely, and build around a quarterback who finally brings stability. This isn't about hype. It's about smart moves, strong culture, and winning football. And if the Raiders get this draft right, they might be a completely different beast by the time the season kicks off. The Las Vegas Raiders are thinking ahead, way ahead, and that includes some bold moves at quarterback. One name that keeps popping up is Quinn Ewers, and while he's not NFL ready just yet, his ceiling might be too tempting to pass up. The Raiders met with Quinn earlier at the Combine, and now they're bringing him in again. That tells you something. This isn't a random interest. This is a team seriously considering whether Ewers could be their future. No one's expecting him to go at pick 6. But in the second round, that's where developmental QBs with star potential are usually found. Ewers may not be perfect, but he has tools, arm strength, mobility, flashes of leadership, and Las Vegas is clearly intrigued. But here's the chess game. The Raiders still need a top-tier wide receiver, a reliable running back, and a strong interior lineman. Some believe the best approach would be to grab a wideout at number 6, a running back like Ashton Jeanty in the second round, and shore up the O-line in the third. That could deliver 3 instant impact players on offense. However, if the team does go QB early in the second round, it could shift the whole draft board. There's only a handful of receivers who look ready to start from day one, and they'll likely be gone fast. That makes the 6th pick absolutely critical. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, there's been a surprising shakeup. Cornerback Jack Jones has officially been released after the Raiders couldn't move him via trade. It's a head-scratcher for some fans. Sure, he gave up a few big plays, but Jack had rare ball skills and instincts you don't teach. His quickness, vision, and feel for the game made him a tough competitor. A lot of people focus on the double moves he bid on. But there's more to it than that. Football is a game of trust and communication. Sometimes when a corner jumps a route, it's because he expects help over the top. If the safety isn't there, that's a breakdown in the system. Not always on the corner. Still, the Raiders made their decision. And it signals something bigger. This team is making bold, fast decisions. No hesitation. They're trying to build a contender now. With the draft approaching and quarterback questions still in the air, the next few weeks could define the future of the Silver and Black. The Raiders' decision to part ways with cornerback Jack Jones has stirred up a lot of conversation. Some fans are still wondering, why now? Let's be clear, Jack Jones has talent. His quick feet, his ability to track the ball, and his aggressive instincts made him one of the more exciting defenders on the field. If he ends up with a team like the 49ers or Chiefs, somewhere with a sharp defensive coordinator, don't be surprised if he turns into a top-tier corner. The raw skill is there. But there's more to the story. Sources suggest that effort may have been an issue. Some question whether Jones fully grasped defensive schemes or committed to the mental side of the game, like studying tape and improving his reads. Still, it's hard to believe a player with his upside couldn't be molded with the right coaching. That's what makes this move a bit puzzling. The most likely explanation: Jones may have requested the release himself. Remember, he joined the Raiders during a rough patch in his career, right after being let go by the Patriots. It made sense for him to land in Las Vegas, especially with Antonio Pierce on the sideline. Pierce believed in him, but maybe the new direction just wasn't a match. The Raiders' defense is shifting, heavily influenced by the Pete Carroll system. That means more cover 3 schemes, longer and more physical corners, and a different approach overall. In that setup, Jack Jones, being on the smaller side, just didn't fit the mold anymore. Meanwhile, players like Jeremy Chin are expected to play hybrid roles, closer to the line of scrimmage rather than traditional safety work. The Raiders are clearly retooling their defense with a specific vision. Jack Jones left Raider Nation with a message of love and respect on social media. And while we may never know the full reason for his exit, one thing is certain: his chapter in Vegas is closed, and it's time to look ahead. Because tomorrow marks something bigger, the unofficial beginning of a new Raiders season. Players are finally in the building. Coaches are rolling out film sessions. Offensive concepts are being introduced. It's the quiet before the storm. But make no mistake, the work has already begun. The energy is shifting in Las Vegas. The Raiders are building something different, and the road to the future starts now.